All right, guys, welcome to the channel, I guess. Been a while since I said that. Really just coming on here to chit chat, see what everybody's into. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while since I've been on here, period. Didn't know couldn't even remember how to even start a live. And just thought I'd get on here and try to figure it out. Ain't been doing much of nothing. Going to doctor's appointments and basically just trying to do what I can each day to make it. Yeah, I have lost quite a bit of weight. Lost my triple chin. I'm down to a bony neck now, and the gut's always the last to go. Can't wait to get rid of looks like a beer belly, but I don't drink, so it's not a beer belly. It's not a food belly either. It's just, I don't know, I guess just a gut. But I've been doing some bicycle rides and fishing trips and stuff like that. But anybody wants to come on and say hello, it'd be nice to say hello to somebody. See who all pops in. It's been a while since I've been on here for sure. I just been busy doing different things. I do now have my bike back. They finally got my bike fixed where I can ride off, and been riding down towards Walmart, which is about, I don't know, about 3 miles away. So I've been getting in some bicycle rides, been doing some fishing, been doing all kinds of crazy stuff lately. Just something to do to get out of the house and get moving. And that's what's left of the flower garden. Everything died. It got so hot here and dry here. We've not had rain in forever. I mean, not even a sprinkle. But I really ain't on here to do nothing, just to see if anybody pops on. Hello, Bud Files. How are you? Good to see you pop in. Hey, I can actually see when someone comes on. But I ain't doing much of nothing. I did get another old bike, that old black one there. I don't know about riding it. I don't do too good on 2 wheels. I do all right on 3. That holds me up pretty good. I mean, I don't have to worry about falling off of it. It's a shame when you're almost 58 years old and you can't ride a 2-wheel bike without falling off of it. But I got the 2-wheel bike. But I usually ride my 3-wheel bike, and I'm trying to figure out a way I can hook the camera on her and let you ride with me when I go on a ride till I get back to doing videos in the cemetery. I hope to get back to the cemetery soon. I'm doing a lot better. I still got a lot of problem with my knee and leg, but I don't let it keep me in the house. I'm not going to stay in the house. I just can't do it. It drives me crazy. But yeah, the only thing left of the flower garden and the produce garden is I got 1 pepper left. I try to put in a plant. I'm going to try to take it in this winter if it'll make it, if it don't die from being wilted. And this is all the flowers that's left. Everything else has got toasted and cooked and gone. So that's down to 1 pot left. When they start dying off, it's time to get rid of them. I don't want to pile them up. Hello, Andy. How are you, buddy? It's good to see you. I can actually see when people come on this time. It's been a while since I've been on here live. I couldn't even figure out how to do it. It took me a moment to figure it out. I figured YouTube took away all that stuff from me, but now, believe it or not, they left it there. Hello, Helper441. How you doing? Blistering Barticos. Good to see you, buddy. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's channel is doing great. I've not been on much. I've been trying to go to the gym, trying to lose some weight. I have lost quite a bit. I used to have a triple chin, and now I'll turn around and show you. I'm down to a bony neck and stuff now. So I've lost quite a bit, but still ain't figured out why I'm losing. But I am losing now on my own, too. I'm trying to go to the gym and work out and stuff, and been riding my bike. I do have my bike up and running, blistering, and I'm riding that thing right there. I got a 3-wheel so I don't fall off of it. I can't ride a 2-wheel bike anymore. I can't hold them up. I'm wobbly. I slam into cars and everything. I hit a truck the other day trying to ride a 2-wheel bike. So it's best for me to stay off the two-wheel bikes. But I got mine back out of the shop. The last little man had to do the gears, and he put a new chain on my bike, and he charged me $55 compared to the first guy that all he did was adjust the gears, and he charged me $350. This guy here was an older man and works on bikes just for a hobby, and he put a new chain and adjusted the gears. But he said my tires was dry rotted from sitting so many years, because it's been like, I don't know, about 2.5 years since I rode my bike, because the gears were messed up and I couldn't ride it. But no, I'm just jumped on here to see what everybody's into. I've not been on, so I wanted to say hello to a few people, and hopefully to get back to a video or so here in the next week or so. I'm going to try to do some fishing videos. I have been catching some bass over there at the pond. I caught 7 bass 2 nights ago over there, and I caught a monster catfish. I didn't even know they were in there. Caught a nice catfish. Then we went up to the lake yesterday and catfished, and I caught something called a white bass. I have never seen them before. I caught that one. You want to hear a joke? Sure, go ahead. Tell me a joke there, Helper 441. My joke would be, have you received any money from YouTube yet? And that would be no. But it's still in the workings. I mean, I've been there about 1.5 years, and they owe me $140, and I still ain't got it yet. Why can't dinosaurs clap? I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry about the shaking. My hand still ain't that great. And that other gimbal still to this day sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it the way it is. It sucks. Because they're dead. Yeah, that'd be the size of it. Yep. But no, I posted a video. I'm posting a video of a cemetery that I'd done part of. And I just put it on there. It should be loading any time. But if anybody wants to watch it, I don't care. I don't do it for the money anyways, because you don't make nothing off YouTube. Like I said, they've owed me $140 for like 1.5 years, I guess, now. And to this day, I ain't got it yet. So I figure one of these days they'll either send a check or they'll put a deposit in the account or something. I don't know. I don't really care. You know, as far as I'm concerned, they could take it and give it to some kind of charity, would be fine with me. I mean, I wouldn't bother me no bit. You know, was one of my intentions of this anyways, when I do the Santa Claus thing. If it ever got to where it made any money, take it at Christmas time and just help kids that's not going to have a good Christmas. You know what I mean? Yeah, tell us another joke. You fart? I smell something. Yeah, I probably did. I ate some beans the other night at my mother-in-law's, or not mother-in-law's, stepmother's. And I think she about killed me with them things. I stayed awake last night cramping to death from eating. I think I ate too much is what it was. It wasn't the beans. It was just I ate too much or something. I don't know. Certain things I can eat and certain things I can't. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? I have no idea. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Anybody know the answer to that one? I don't have a clue. Hope everybody's having a nice day, though, because I tell you what, it's about 94 here today, and we're under a heat advisory in Ohio. They're telling everybody to stay indoors. They're telling everybody to stay indoors, and if you're outside, to drink plenty of fluid. Supplies. Oh, okay. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. But yeah, seriously, they're telling us to stay indoors and drink plenty of fluid if you're out and about, which I'm going to go out and ride my bike after a while anyways. I ain't going to stay in the house all day. Ain't no way you can stay in the house. It drives you crazy. My trees are doing good that my landlord planted. I've been watering the fire out of them things to get them to grow. That one on the end's really growed. He's the one that's closer to the water hose. He gets more water. Everything else, though, here died. Grass been dead. My rose bush, it looks pitiful. That's a $60 rose, and the only thing left of it's a couple little leaves at the bottom. But it died like everything else did. Good weather today. So you've been filming? I'll have to catch your video. I've got a bunch of people I need to catch their videos. I just ain't been on YouTube much. I've been trying to stay off of it and been trying to go fishing some. And my brother's in from Florida. He moved up here to do some financial stuff, and he's been about to drive me crazy running here and there and wanting to go 24/7. He don't realize I'm not in the same kind of health he is, and he's in better shape and he can go when I can't, but he still wants to go, and I still try to go just to, I don't know, just, I guess because he's your brother and you try to go when they want to go, but I mean, he's just wearing me down. But I ain't going to give in. I'm just going to keep going, you know what I mean? Can't stay in the house. You got to get out and move around. I make my knee, even though it hurts like a son of a gun, I still make myself go. I'm supposed to be getting injections. I went to one stupid nurse practitioner the other day, and I told the office when I went that I wanted an injection. Well, I get over there and they got me set up with a nurse practitioner. Well, she won't do the injection because she don't know my health history. She said, I ain't going to give you an injection and you end up in the hospital. I don't feel comfortable giving it to you. So here I waited 6 days for the appointment. Then she ends up canceling the appointment that I had set up with the doctor to have it done. And now it's a big mess, and now I got to go through a different company altogether just to get an injection in my knee so I can walk. So I've had a time with just trying to get an injection in the knee. They think the steroids is going to cause me to end up in the hospital from all of this health issues going on. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, let me worry about that. If I end up in the hospital, that's on me. Just do the injection and be done with it. But she wouldn't do it. She screwed it up. So now I got to go with Ohio Health instead of Samaritan that I was using. So I fired a bunch of doctors, and now I'm trying to find new ones. I got rid of my lung doctor, my heart doctor, and my knee doctor. So now I'm looking for 2 more doctors. I still got to get a lung doctor and a heart doctor because I'm firing them too. The only one I'm keeping through the Samaritan is my family doctor and my kidney doctor. Rest of them, I don't want them anymore. They just ain't doing nothing for you. They don't even, when you go to their office, they don't even do nothing for you. So I'm just tired of fooling with them. It's time for me to find new doctors and get over this health hump that I'm in. But I hope to get out in the cemetery. I wanted to go to one, I don't know, probably in the next day or so. I'm going to go and do a little bit in one. I don't care where I go. I'm going to pick one of the ones that's been close to home that I've been to before, because I got to watch. I still fall a lot of times, so I got to watch where I'm close to the house in case I do fall. If I bust my head on a headstone, then I'll be able to get up and at least get to the hospital. But I got these spells where I fall, so I got to watch when I'm out and about by myself and now. So my son won't let me go too far. The ones I need to be going to is about 2.5 hours away, and he don't want me driving 2.5 hours and get up there and not be able to do a cemetery, or get up there and, end up falling and busting your head on a headstone somewhere. And he's afraid of that, me doing that. So now I got my son nagging me about going out when I go out by myself. But I'm going back to it. He knows I am. He knows I'm not going to stay in the house. So, but I thought I'd go pick one of the ones I've been to, one of the smaller ones, and go back through it, because some of the ones I'd done when I first started, I went through pretty quick and didn't know what I was doing and just kind of rambled on when I went through them. So I'm going to go back to a few of them I've been to, because I covered over best I can tell, about 460 cemeteries in about 8-month period. So I know there's things I missed in them when flying through them that quick, and I'm going to go back through them and try to do a few of the cemeteries close to home till I get straightened up. Then when I get straightened up, I'm going back on the road to 2.5 hours away to the ones I was going to when I ended up coming down getting sick this time around. I still got some sickness and stuff going on, but so far they've not figured out what all is going on. So till they figure it out, I'm going to go back to being me and just live my life. There ain't nothing I can do about what I can't change. You know, you're not going to stop a kidney failure or heart failure or none of that stuff. It's inevitable. It's going to catch you eventually. You just got to take your good days with your bad days and keep moving. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit there and let it confine me to the house. Today I'm home because of the heat. I didn't want to get out in the 100-degree heat, and we're under a heat advisory, so there's no need in getting out and having a heat stroke. That'd be kind of stupid. So that's why I stayed in today. But I'm still going out on my bike in a little while and may go fishing for a little while. It depends on if it cools down enough to go. I'd say right now it's so hot the fish wouldn't even bite. I have caught some nice bass over at the pond lately, though. The other night I caught 7 bass over there the other night and about 20 bluegill. But they've been doing some treatment on that pond to get that green stuff that I was catching before, and I just stacked beside me out the bottom of the pond. They've been doing some chemicals in there, and they've been pulling it loose at the bottom of the pond. So when you fish over there, you pull in the fish and you pull in some of that green stuff attached to them a lot of times. And the only problem is I think they're doing that pond once a month now, and I think it's too much. It's pulling away too much food from the fish, and now they're getting hungry. Because I was fishing over there the other day, and I had about a 6-inch bluegill on my line. I went to pull the reel in, and a big bass swallowed my bluegill as I was pulling the bluegill in. The big bass swallowed the bluegill. So I was like, wow. So I ended up catching the bass, and the bluegill, I don't know what happened to it. I guess it completely ate it because I didn't see it nowhere. So, I mean, they've been pretty hungry, and that was about I'd say probably a bit of a 4.5-pound bass. He was pretty good size. So we've been me and my brother both, he's been over there fishing with me some, and he's been catching some pretty good sized bass too. And then that catfish I caught the other night, I'd say he probably weighed every bit of, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 pounds. He was pretty good sized catfish. It wasn't real big. I mean, big for a pond, especially when I didn't even know they were in there. And then I found out there's crappie in that pond and everything in there. I didn't even know them was in there, but then I bought me a different reel. I started using the open face reels instead of closed face reels. I met some gentleman over there one day, and we caught him some bait, and he says, "Hey, you ever use an open face reel?" And I says, "I hadn't used one in 40 years. He says, "Would you want one?" I said, "Well, yeah, if you want to give me a reel, I mean, sure, I'll take a fishing reel." So he brought me a reel. I didn't have a rod for it at first, but I took one of the old rods off one of the ones that broke. You know, my purple reel I used to use, the handle broke off and I couldn't fix the reel. So I took that rod and I put that reel on that rod, and it made a perfect fishing pole. So now I switched to the open face reels, and I'm not using my closed face reel since I started using open face. But it had been 40 years since I used one of the things, because first time I cast it, I tangled it up in a big knot, and I was like, oh, this is lovely. I remember them days. But finally, after I figured out how to swing it and got back to using them, now I won't use nothing else but my open face reel. So I had a good time over there fishing with that, learning how to redo it. Tony, say there's always a bigger fish. Yeah, there's always big fish up there. Big fish in that pond. It surprised me how big they are in that pond, believe it or not. I think it's overpopulated, though, because them bluegill, I mean, you can't even throw it in there before they nail it. And you're like, wow. And you pull them out one right after another. And I think the pond's too overpopulated. I think they need to pull some out and nothing else. I mean, I hate to kill the fish, but you need to start tossing them on the bank or something just to get rid of some of them. Or, let people take them for bait or whatever. But see, I always catch and release. I'm not a keeper. I don't like to keep no fish. My dad's been wanting to mess up them supposedly to eat. And I told my brother, I said, well, that's up to you. If I catch them, then somebody else is cleaning them. I'm not cleaning no fish. I don't. When I want fish, I either go to Captain D's or Long John Silver's. That's who fishes for me when I want fish for food. Or food for, fish to eat. That's who does my fishing for me, Captain D's or Long John Silver's. I don't sit there and catch fish to do on my own. They're a pain in the hind end to clean. They're nasty. And if you know what you're doing, it's still a pain. But I can clean them. I just don't want to. So I'd rather take them out to my dad and let my dad and my brother clean them. But he says somebody needs a table and he needs some kind of board. I don't even know what he's talking about. When we was growing up as kids and we cleaned them, we'd take an old newspaper, lay it down on the ground somewhere. You'd sit out there and clean that fish till you got them clean. You'd take the catfish and you'd scald them. Hello, Buddy Briggs. How are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Hope your channel's doing well. But we would just take the fish and lay them on a newspaper and scrape them. Or we'd take the fish, if it was a catfish, and put a nail in the back of its head and tack it to a tree and just go around its head, pull the hide right off of it, and then fillet it right as it was hanging from the tree. Ain't that the way you done it, buddy? I know you probably done a lot of fishing and back in the day where you sit there and you just skinned them however. That's the way we always done it. We didn't say have no board to put them on or no table to lay them on or nothing like that. You done them on the ground or whatever, But we used to go out and run them trot lines. We'd set out trot lines when I was a kid, and you'd go over there and you'd catch 60, 70-pound catfish. You're talking about a real catfish when you caught one that big. And you'd think it'd be humongous and heavy, too. We caught a lot of catfish growing up on trot lines. Never did do any jug fishing, though. I always wanted to do the jug fishing, but I don't know. I'd probably get lost. I'd probably lose the jugs and never couldn't figure out where they were at. Yep. Sometimes I'd flip them and skin them after. Sometimes I'd cook them with the skin on. I've never cooked them with the skin on. I don't know how the skin would taste. We always went around the head and pulled it off, or we took scalding hot water and just kind of scraped them. The old man was into doing both of them. He'd tell us, which way he'd want to do them back then, and we'd do them however he said. And then we'd keep the bluegill, and sometimes you'd have 30 or 40 bluegill, and them things was a pain in the hind end cleaning them. Jug fishing is not illegal. It's not legal in Mass. Oh, really? You can't jug fish there? I don't know if it's legal in Ohio or not. I have no idea. They got a boat down there at that pond where I go over there at the Eagles Club, but I don't know if you're allowed to use it or not. I'd probably get on it and it'd sink, so I don't think I'd even try it. I do want to try that magnet fishing, though. I need to order me a magnet sometime and do that magnet fishing. I think that'd be fun. There's a couple of little old creeks over here. I'd like to throw it at one end to see what it comes up. I have a question about a creek, though. Buddy, while you were on here, the little minnows was living fine and dandy, okay? On down the creek, past the creek, probably about 50 yards, the crawdads are deader than a hammer and their limbs is ripped off and everything else. What would cause that? Would that be low oxygen level in their water, or what would cause the crawdads to all be dead? Now, it does have a sewer concreted in the middle of the creek. You know how they put the manholes and stuff in the creek and they concrete it the whole way down? I'm just wondering if it's either the sewer water is leaking in there and killing the crawdads, or if it's too much, not enough oxygen in the low water. What do you think? Apparently using for the bait is also illegal here, but I don't know that. Using corn for bait? Really? Huh. I've never heard that one either. I've never tried corn. I've heard people try that and it worked, but I've never used any corn myself. Now, the only thing I'll use up here is little red worms or night crawlers. And everywhere I've went, buddy, they turn them little red worms and night crawlers up. But them last night crawlers my brother bought up there up by Cedar Point, them things there was half rotten and stunk. Oh my goodness, them things smelled horrible. But the fish still bit them. I mean, that's all that mattered, I guess. There's nothing you can catch on a worm. I don't know. I done pretty good with the worms that I could use over here. This pond over here at the Eagles Club, but them worms, they love them little old red worms. Only problem is they're getting so high. They want $5 for 30 little worms. You believe that crap? 30 little worms is $5 now, right at $5. That's a shame. All right, Andy, you take it easy, buddy. It's good to see you. Oh yeah, you can catch a lot of stuff on them red worms and night crawlers. I had big old night crawlers up there yesterday up there at the lake. We went up to Lake Erie yesterday, throwed out a few lines just to see what we could catch. And I never seen a white bass before, but I caught like 5 white bass, and I didn't even know what they even look like. They don't even look like a largemouth bass. They're kind of totally different. They put me in mind of something like a shad or something like kind of like the sheephead. I didn't even think they were bass. I was like, well, you sure that's a bass? My brother's like, yeah, it's what they call a white face bass or something bass. And I'm like, oh, I've never seen one before. But I just enjoyed getting out and going up there yesterday to look at the lake. I was going to film live while I was up there and couldn't remember how to set this stupid thing. And finally, I said, well, I'll have to wait till I'm at home and have more time to look at it. But basically, that's all I've been doing is doing some fishing and going to the gym and trying to lose weight and trying to get a little bit healthier. God, I feel real nice. Smallmouth up in Maine a couple weeks ago. Well, that's nice. Well, I caught 7 largemouth bass out of that pond the other day. The biggest one would probably weigh about 4 pounds. He wasn't a real monstrous. Biggest one I ever caught up there is back in 22, and that one there weighed about 9.5 pounds. He was a pretty good sized bass. I mean, I could take both fists and put it in its mouth. That thing was humongous. In fact, I mean, that would have, if I would have kept one, I would have kept that one, but I'm not a keeper. I always like to throw them back. I'm a catch and release person. I don't want to kill nothing unless I'm going to eat it, and I don't plan on eating it, so I ain't going to kill it. You know what I mean? I just don't like killing things that I ain't going to eat. I guess my son said, Dad, you're getting soft in your older age. Before he would just throw it on the bank and forgot about it. And I'm like, I guess, whatever. But anyways, guys, I ain't going to keep everybody. I just wanted to come on here and say hello and see how everybody's doing. And I will be coming on and trying to watch people's channels when I'm going to try to get back at it some. I've been off of YouTube for a while. Ever so often you need a break from it because it works on you, driving you crazy. But what is a bow? Wait a minute. Talk to me about bow fishing this morning. And what kind of fish they catch up in Maine? I don't have any idea. Is it normal like bluegill and bass and stuff like that, or catfish, or do they have different? See, I don't know anything about it kind of fish. It's like further out, like, where you hear people talk about what's them things that people catch all the time in Australia. They're the big old fish. Everybody talks about them all the time. I mean, they talk about fish I've never heard of, and I'm like, well, I don't know nothing about that kind of fish. I have never used a bow and arrow to shoot a fish. No. I'd like to go ice fishing. It's been years since I went. The last time I went ice fishing was with my grandfather, and Lord, that would have been, oh gosh, every bit of 50 years ago. It had to be. I've never caught a pike in my life. I have never caught a pike. Have you ever caught any of them? What do they call them things? Looks like a snake, but they're slivery. What are them stupid things called? Eel. Have you ever caught an eel? I've never caught an eel either. I don't know if I'd want to or not. They're too much of like a snake to me. I'd probably throw the reel and just let them have it if I got one on a reel. I don't even know. Is there eel in Ohio? I don't think there is eel in Ohio and up toward that away. Really? So you've caught eels before? I have never caught an eel. I mean, they remind me of a snake. And them things are kind of creepy. I'd probably just throw the reel down. Now, I did catch a little turtle out there at that pond the other day. Little snapping turtle. He come on my line, and my brother hooked a monster of a turtle over there at that pond. I don't know how big that thing even was. He got it right to the bank, and about that time, that turtle busted that line off right there in front of him, just as pretty as can be. But he got it the whole way to the bank, got ready to drag him on to the ground. He was hollering at me to grab a net, and I'm like, well, I don't want that stupid thing, let it go. He's like, no, brother, I want to get it off my reel. And I says, well, cut your line and let it have the hook. He's like, no, I want to take it off. I said, you ain't going to take that thing off of a snapping turtle. I said, you're going to lose a finger trying to get a hook out of its mouth. And them things will tear your fingers off. I'm like, no, I ain't fooling with no snapping turtle. Nuh-uh, not no big one. No, the little small one, what I done was I pecked him on the bridge, and the little turtle I had on there, he let go. By the time I smacked him on the bridge a little bit, I didn't really hit him real hard. I just tapped him on there enough to where it jarred him, and he let it go. But that one he had, he's like, no, he wanted to reach down and take it out of its mouth. I said, you go right ahead. I ain't taking no hook out of a dang snapping turtle's mouth. No, thank you. But we've been fishing out there. The other night, I put a bluegill on there, one of them small bluegills, and I threw out there, and that's what I caught that catfish on. Caught him on a small bluegill. Now, if I'd have had something like some minnows or something, I'd probably caught quite a few the other night. And then they said something about they sell something called wax worms, and they said they look like maggots. And I'm like, no, I'm not using nothing that looks like a maggot. I've never heard of them either, and I ain't using nothing that looks like a maggot. It's like I ain't touching them things. No, thank you. Really? That's what I told him. I said, you'll lose your fingers fooling with that snapping turtle. And I'm like, no, I ain't fooling with no snapping turtle. I remember the old man used to say, there was an old saying down in Tennessee. It was either you had to shoot a gun to get it to release, or something about thunder. Waited till thunder. They stayed locked down till they heard thunder or something. And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. I ain't fooling with no snapping turtles. Because he used to try to catch them, and he used to like to cook and eat them, and said there was 7 different kinds of meat, or tasting different kinds of meat in a turtle or something. I don't know what he was talking about. I never would try it. I was like, no, I ain't eating it. No, thank you. So we never would try it. But we would eat the catfish and the bluegill occasionally, but that was it. That was as far as it went on eating that kind of stuff. But hello, Penny. Good to see you. How you doing? It's a long time since I've caught you, definitely. It's good to see you, Penny. I'm going to start coming live more often. I've been doing some fishing videos. Well, not videos. I've been fishing, and I need to do some videos. I've been riding my bike. I finally got my 3-wheel bike back. And that's what I was telling everybody. I've lost quite a bit of weight. I used to have a triple chin, and you can see here I'm down to nothing on my chin and stuff now. I mean, everything's shrinking except for the gut. I still got to get rid of the belly, but I've lost a lot of weight. But I thought I'd jump on here just to say hello to everybody and see who all popped in just to say howdy. And I'm going to try to get back at it. I'm hoping to start walking some cemeteries. I'm going to go close, though, because I fall a lot. My son's afraid I'm going to fall in the cemetery and bust my head on a headstone by being by myself. So I'm going to start doing some of the small ones that, because when I first started, I went through quite a bit and ran through them quite a bit, fast. So I'm going to go back through a few of them and try to slow down a little bit. Well, thank you, Penny. I appreciate it. I've been going to the gym trying to lose weight. I'm still losing for some reason. They're missing something medical. I don't know what. I think it's got something to do with my colon, but we've never had the colonoscopy thing done yet. So anyways, I think it's got something to do with the colon, but I've lost 80 some pounds, but I'm starting to go to the gym on my own now. I got a membership to a gym. So I've been going to a gym and working out and trying to work on myself for a while. I'm going to start coming back on my channel now. I think it's time to come back some. Now, I'm not going to come back full force, but maybe a day or two a week just to have something to do. I do miss going out to the cemeteries because I enjoy doing it. But today it's like 100 degrees outside, and we're under a heat advisory. So, needless to say, I'm not going out and going to be out in the cemetery when you know you could drop dead. You know what I mean? Have a heat stroke and fall over dead. It ain't worth it. So I will be going out probably in the next couple of days just to get back in one and just have some fun out in the cemetery for a change. But it is good to see you on here, Penny. You get time sometime, text me. You're more than welcome to text anytime. This is the only thing that's left in my garden. I've got one pepper plant. I'm going to try to make him a house plant and bring him in this winter and keep that one plant alive if I can. And then my rose bush has went down to just the bottom leaves. Everything else has died, but I'm going to cut the top of it off and leave that grow from the bottom up. And this is what's left of the flowers, is that one little bunch. Everything else is pretty well died. We had no rain and it got hotter than Hades here, and this city water, they just don't do good with city water. That chlorine in the stuff that's in our water here is horrible. You can't drink the stuff or anything, and it kills plants. So I just got to where anymore, I just down to that one pot, and that's all she wrote. I'm going to take the one pepper plant in. The old man that I used to take care of, he had one his wife put in a pot, and he kept it for like 13 years before that plant finally died. So I'm just keeping it just to see watch it grow. You know what I mean? It's not a worth anything pepper plant. It's just a bell pepper, but it's something to watch grow during the winter months when everything else is, it's kind of nothing to do, and you're just looking for something to see some kind of life in something. You know what I mean? Still in cleanup mode? Yeah. I got everything done here. I threw everything in my house away. I went through the house. That's what I done too. I went through the house and everything that we hadn't used since I lived here in Ohio. I got mad and started throwing everything away. Time I got done, I had like 3 truckloads of stuff. I know the garbage people hated me because I had so much garbage out there and stuff that I throwed away. I mean, I throwed away tents. I throwed away TVs. I just got tired of it all. I'm like, we ain't used it. I can't stand it cluttering. It's so hard to keep the house clean with all this junk. I threw all the dishes away, pots, pans, and everything, just kept a couple of each. My son said, Dad, you gonna leave enough stuff in the house so we can live? I says, barely. He just like ready to kill me, but I'm like, hey, I'm tired of looking at this stuff. If you ain't used it, why keep it? And it's just frustrating, and I just got aggravated, and I threw everything in the house away. That was one of the things I went through and done. But I'm going to try to start doing some bicycle rides, and I'm going to go back to doing some fishing videos, and I'm going to go and do a couple of cemeteries. I'm going to go back to a couple little ones. In fact, I may do one this evening, the one small one I was thinking about on 511, I might go back to. Well, I did. I got tired of it, Penny. When you're trying to get the house clean and you move it from this pile to this pile and you just keep having a pile when you're done, that just got so frustrating. And I'm like, why are we keeping this stuff? These TVs, unless it's a smart TV and you can hook it to YouTube and stuff like that, I don't have cable anymore. There's no need in having them TVs that can just hook the cable because it's not a smart TV and you can't hook it to YouTube, so it's useless to me. And I had 5 of them things sitting around here, and the one went up to 42 inches. Everybody's like, why are you throwing away a 42-inch TV that's perfectly fine? I says, I don't want it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it being piled up in my closets and stuff. So I threw everything in the world away. I just got where I just throwed everything away. My son's like, well, Dad, you give $300 and some for that one TV. And I said, and your point being, I just got tired of it. You know what I mean? I want my house uncluttered. That way, if I decide to decorate for Christmas this year, then I am. Now, I am growing my beard and stuff out, and the reason why I'm doing that is I'm going to try to be Santa Claus this year without the fake beard. I'm going to try to have my own beard. I may have to dye it white, but that's what my intention is. That's why you see the facial hair. That's why I'm trying to grow it out, because of trying to do Santa this. It'll be my 3rd year. being Santa downtown. So I'm going to go down and try to grow my own beard out and be Santa with my own beard this year. I'm going to be Santa on that white bike. Instead of the reindeers, we're going to trade it in for that white bike. But anyways, I'm going to jump off here. I just wanted to come on and say hello to everybody, see how everybody's been doing. Penny, it is great to see you on here. It's been forever since I caught you. You reach out to me anytime you want to. I mean, you're more than welcome to. And I hope to catch you on here more often because I'm going to be on here more often. I'm going to start coming back. Let's see. Somebody came on. Who we got here? Something 5. Efton 5 and 7. Oh, okay. You're going to replace the 42-inch TV with a 42-inch beard. Hey, maybe. I don't know if it'll grow that long or not. It's good to hear from you too, Penny. It's great to see you on here. I hope everything's going good with you. I'm doing a lot better. I mean, I still got a bunch of issues going on, but that's going to be the rest of my life. Ain't nothing I can do about that. But just take the good days with the bad days, and just keep on going. But Effects 5. Okay. All right. I see who it is now. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. But no, I just wanted to jump on here and say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's channel's doing good. The ones that's got channels and other people, just hope you're doing great. And everybody have a blessed day. I'm going to try to figure out if I can get off here now because I'd like to never figured out how to get on here. It took me forever to get on here. I couldn't remember how to do it. But now that I remember how, I'm going to get on here more often. So look for videos with me guys riding bikes and fishing or whatever. I mean, you're liable to see anything from me anymore. But everybody take care. It was good to see you on here. You definitely take care, Penny, and it was nice talking with you or chatting with you or whatever you want to call it. And I'll tell y'all goodbye. Y'all take it easy and everybody have a blessed day. See y'all. All right, turn you back around here and see if we can end this thing. I don't even know how to end this thing, Penny. It's been a long time. I don't want to do no poll, that's for sure. I can't even end it. I don't even know how to end it. Well, you may have to stay with me because I don't know how to get off here. Oh, let's see here. I think that button does it, but I won't swear to it. No, it ain't either. See, I don't even know how to get off here, Penny. Oh, there it goes. All right, everybody take care. God bless.